crypto market cooling off, consolidating as to be expected. But we got to dig a little bit deeper beneath the surface because the real story actually lies there. We're going to dig into it today. Bitcoin is basically consolidating right now. Ethereum is stalling. Altcoins are drifting sideways. But while everyone's staring at the charts, the companies building crypto's backbone are absolutely ripping higher. I'm talking back it up 150%. I'm talking Coinbase that's jumped 7%, Cypher Money, MicroStrategies, all showing strength while Bitcoin just holds the line. So there's your tell, folks. Something is brewing very big behind the scenes, and we're going to break it all down today. So welcome back, Crypto Crew. It's your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in Bitcoin and crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Please tell all your friends about us. We're trying to really catch the tail of a friend of ours that has much more subscribers than we do. It would be really a big help if you do that. If you're feeling altruistic today, you can click this link right there. Go over to Park Avenue Trading, my little Forex trading site where I talk about Forex all day, every day. All right, make sure you come on over to X. Follow us on X where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. All right, let's get right into it. All right, let's start off. Let's start off with Bitcoin itself, and we're going to actually start off with the 2-hour chart. And I'm going to go over today. I promise I won't be long. I know a lot of people complain, Tom, it's too long. But really, I gave you the update in the first 15 minutes. And then I went off bloviating about, books that you should read and stuff like that. And I get it. All right, sorry. So I won't do that today. I'll just get into it, get right to business, brass tacks. And then on Saturday, I'll come back with more bloviation about what I said I was going to talk about, the road to $380,000 Bitcoin, weaved in with, what's going on in the marketplace. All right. So anyway, if we look at Bitcoin itself, we said we were going to be consolidating a bit from the 127, potentially even down to the 118. All right. So as it stands right now, Bitcoin did dip a little bit lower. Right now, it's trading right around 121.5. Right, it's down slightly from yesterday, but it's still near its highest level since mid-August. Right, I mean, it's still holding tight, but price action remains in a consolidation range. Let's say between right now 119 and like 124.3. That's where we are right now. It's a classic pause before the next push. So really what we're looking for right now in Bitcoin, if you're looking like where's the next resistance level? Well, we drove down to 119.7. It's like 122 8, 122.9. So the next level of resistance, okay, if you're a bear, if you want to sell it, you'd have to look at like 122. I'm going to go like right. You know what? Let's go to 123. Okay. So there's your resistance point right there. Short-term resistance sits right in here, 123. So if you're a bear and you want to take a chance, okay, so you would sell that with a tight stop loss on it, perhaps like 123.5 or so, and you'd look for a pullback back down to this meridian, this tine right here, which is the meridian, the pit fork. Or if you're really aggressive, you're going, yeah, I'm going down. I want to look for this low right here at 119.3. So right now the market is in between these 2 points. Let's go 119.3, 123 itself. If we can break above 123, it's actually showing some strength again, but it's got some heavy duty wood to chop at 124 and of course 125 too. So market's not really going anywhere fast right now. It's Friday. Market's made a nice move. It is consolidating. We talked about the Darvis box just the other day. I mean, we could sit within this consolidation for quite a while, which is okay. Okay, because that gives us, plans to trade other altcoins and, Ethereum itself. We're going to be getting into that in a second. But what's really faking people out right now is, again, I'm seeing the comments, I see you guys, a lot of people laughing when we say, oh, we're going higher. But they laugh when we say we were going to go higher from like the $74,000 level. Now it's just different players, with they're not the same people. Those people kind of disappeared. Those bears disappeared once they ate crow. But there's some new bears out there, and it's fine. I mean, that's what a market's based on, right? Bears and bulls, right? And the ultimate jury will be who wins the battle, right? Actually, who wins the war, not so much the battle. So as it stands right now, consolidation, right? But the one thing you got to remember is Bitcoin itself. This has done this before, and I think this is where people get, you got to look back in the past, because the past basically outlines what the potential of the future could be. If we look back in time, 2019, everybody was thinking a blow off top in 2019. And then we had a massive rally. So we had the fake top trapped the bears before a 70% continuation. Now the same setup is forming, but only it's a different scale, but it's the same psychology. It's just a different scale, right? So 2025, we think, is about to rewrite its own version of this. So the next impulsive move could erase disbelief in just a few candles. Okay, so we just gotta be patient with it. We're thinking up. Okay, other people laugh. This channel is like the ultimate provider of tops. Really, we are. I don't think you've been following us for quite a long, while, because we picked some really good levels to get long Bitcoin at. We made, if you followed us, you became a little bit more wealthier. We said just recently, 107, 108, don't sell your bags. They're trying to get you to sell your bags. We're going to go back up. We're going to take out the top. And we did. Okay, luck? I don't know. We also called the bottom near 73. We said, hey, this is overdone. This marketplace is going to rally back up. If you don't believe it, go back and watch the videos. We're a great indicator of a top, because we're saying Bitcoin is going to rally to 150,000. What are you going to say when we get there? Oh, they were wrong? That's another comment I see, like, this guy's always wrong. Really? I don't know. Sure, give me specific examples where I was wrong. And a lot of times when I am wrong, I'm the first to say, oh, I was off. Yeah, like I'm a trader, and yeah, my job is not to avoid, positions. My job is to just mitigate risk. That's my job. I don't want to avoid a position. If I see something, I'm going to take the position. So in other words, my job is not really to avoid losses. It's to mitigate losses. That's my job. So you can't make any money if you don't risk money. All right, so there's my rant for the morning. You guys set me off. I need another espresso now to calm down. But anyway, if we look at gold, okay, well, I'm going to come on over to gold. There's a correlation between gold and Bitcoin. When gold leads, Bitcoin is going to ignite. So gold just hit record highs again. So gold is actually sucking some energy away from Bitcoin right now. So we just got to wait for gold to actually kind of stall, and then a lot of money is going to flow into Bitcoin, because every previous macro breakout, Bitcoin followed with parabolic force. That's just the way it is. The pattern repeats. If this pattern repeats, okay, here's another one. If this pattern repeats, we're going to see $160,000 Bitcoin pretty quickly. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that's what I think. All right. If you think differently, why don't you start your own channel and talk about being short Bitcoin? Go ahead. That's again, you guys lured me into the trap of getting like a little annoyed. All right, so here is a different pattern versus gold versus Bitcoin. Here's a different pattern, or a different way of looking at it. All right, look at this. We got the cup and handle. All right, some of you people aren't big on the cup and handle. I get it. But really, the gold's cup and handle triggered really a historic melt up. Bitcoin is actually set for the same thing. Okay, Bitcoin's following the same script. The move that sent gold vertical is about to send Bitcoin vertical. Okay, this is what we see. Again, we're bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, we're bullish on Ethereum. We're bullish on certain altcoins. Get into our pro group, and you want to critique us there. Critique us there, but you're going to miss out on a lot of movements that we already had. We already picked. I showed you some of the trophies. There's more trophies that piled up. I should actually set that screen up. I'll do that on Saturday. I will get a whole mess of the trophies that the guys in the trading room picked off. So look. Bitcoin has a simple plan. You want a simple trading system for Bitcoin? You really want a simple one? I'm going to take you over to a simple one right now. Here's a simple trading average. Weighted moving average 1400 EMA. Real tough, right? Real difficult, real hard to put, okay? Two, if you like moving averages, you got two of them, all right? Here's the rules. Really simple. They're very few, so you can follow them easy. Above WMA1, accumulate the dips and hold. Below WMA14, sell. Okay, just for survival. But you're looking for it to go back to the 100. Touches the 100, get back long again. All in for legends when it does that. HODL, market is going to explode. Respect it, and you're going to build generational wealth. Real simple. Look at the chart. You can do it yourself, right? That's it. Long-term trader, hey, I don't do anything till I get back close to the 100 EMA. Then I'm going long. That's it. Real simple. All right? Nothing to it. A child could do it. A child could do it. And that's trading is. Trading is very, very simple. Now, before we get into Ethereum and talk about, let me talk to you about what I was talking about with the stocks that we were alluding to. Okay. Now, while traders are focusing on just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the others, you got to watch for things that are in the background. Now, we told you about IBIT. Now, if we look at IBIT, okay, IBIT shares themselves right now, 68.74. They're really unchanged. Okay. Now I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce this company's name. I believe it's called Back Holdings, okay, which is a crypto structural provider, and it's actually founded by the Intercontinental Exchange. I'm very well aware of those guys. They're the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. So we want to talk about them, and I'm going to show you their chart right now. This is stocks, and you should pay attention to these because these are the things, like I turned you on to IBIT. These are other companies that you got to watch, and make sure you're aware of what's happening because they give you a clue as to what the total overall market consensus is for crypto, okay? There's a lot of many little things, and it's the little things that are important. So you pay attention to these little things, and you can still have a very, very good grasp of what's happening. If you look at Backit Holdings itself, okay, they're up 150% this week alone, okay? Now, as I said, they're a holding company that is a publicly traded financial technology company that provides a platform for businesses and consumers to engage with cryptocurrencies. They have loyalty programs and payment systems, and again, they're backed by ICE, Intercontinental Exchange. Another one you have to watch, of course, is Coinbase. I didn't pull them up. They're up. Yeah. I would assume you guys are pretty well aware of Coinbase. They popped 7.5% on Thursday, extending its leadership among exchanges. And we got Bullish, right? Bullish is a company. I'm going to take you over to that chart. Now, Bullish is a global digital asset company that operates in institutionally focused crypto exchanges. Owns the crypto media outlet CoinDesk, provides digital asset data and indices led by former New York Stock Exchange President Tom Farley. It jumped 11.6% before easing today. It's starting to come off a little bit today, but it's an important little stock to look at. Now, we got Circle. Stable coin giant, it surged 16%. And I want to get into MicroStrategy. Why I want to get into MicroStrategy? Popeye the Sailor Man, he is all in on Bitcoin. We talked about this before. So Bitcoin really affects, the price of Bitcoin really affects his stock directly. So when Bitcoin comes off even a little bit, he gets hammered. Okay. Now, as opposed to like IBIT stays stable because they're a fund. They have other things. It's not pure Bitcoin that they're doing. They hedge their investments a little bit. They're also selling off a lot of their Bitcoin to customers, right? So, but not MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, man, he's like front and center Bitcoin. All right. So, he takes the brunt of things when the marketplace actually takes a little bit of a cooling. So here's MicroStrategy right here. I got a couple of things working on it. I got also, of course, an MA ribbon on it. As you can see, as Bitcoin cools, MicroStrategy falls a little bit, but it had a nice rally when Bitcoin took off. It really had a nice movement up. It was testing the 200-day EMA, and also now we're down by I guess it's the 50, right? So the marketplace is actually, because Bitcoin is actually consolidating, he's taking the brunt. So really, you need a combination. You need to look at everything, right? IBIT itself. You need to look at back strategies. You need to look at bullish. So those are all the three. The giants. Also Circle itself. Now Cipher Mining led the miners up 9% on Thursday, and then another 3% today. So Cipher Mining has been on fire. Okay, so those are the things you look at. So this is the macro signal nobody's talking about. All right, when the equity side of the crypto ecosystem starts to rally ahead of the coins, it's usually a sign of institutional positioning, a leading indicator of renewed capital inflow. So that's what you got to pay attention to. Not only the coins themselves, get your back holdings, get yourself, a chart up on these. You got to watch those as well, because as Bitcoin consolidates, the builders are running. This divergence, it's not random. It's a rotation from passive price watchers into active infrastructure buyers. So it's really important, really, really important. All right, let's get back onto the charts. Like I said, I promised you today wasn't going to go off forever, but it's important stuff to look at, okay? Okay, before we move on to Ethereum, just remember this chart, okay? Weighted moving average, 100-day EMA. Okay, now we're going to move on over to Ethereum. All right, let's get on to Ethereum. This one is consolidating as well. $4,600 fail. Don't panic. Okay, Ethereum is holding around 4,300 to 4,500. It's up 15% on the week. It's still maintaining structure. It's above its 20-day EMA, and it's respecting the prior breakout levels. Okay, the 4,000. It's respecting it. Momentum still remains healthy, and Ethereum really it's still continuing to outperform Bitcoin on a relative strength basis, which often foreshadows the next leg of an altcoin rotation. Now, we got Bitcoin dominance that's still up, right? We've been talking about that. But in order to get this Ethereum party going, we got to learn from the past. Okay, in order to get the party started, we got to learn from 2021 to today. We need to clear the all-time high. Okay, we need to get above that 5,000, and then we're going to get the party going. Now, we have a bull flag that's still working very well in Ethereum. Here's the bull flag pattern. We got a target of 6,800. As of course, we're going to have resistance at 5,000. We're going to have resistance at 5,500 and 6,400, and then we can move up to 6,800. Of course, I'm just saying the target right now, short-term target is 6,800. Ethereum is truly coiling for consolidation. I'm going to show you this chart where it's plain to see. Liquidity is packed. The resistance is being chipped away at. It's thinning. Once we get this clean breakout, it's going to enter the price discovery mode. Really, we're thinking Ethereum's heading to 10,000 and beyond. This isn't going to be a rally. It's going to rewrite history. And people are asleep on Ethereum again. And we're telling you, don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on it. Get into our pro group. We'll help you out. I keep telling you that, okay? For your naysayers out there, join our community. All right? We'd love to hear your, opinions. Come on into our community. We don't bite. If you think our setups are, off, say it. Put Put your reputation on the line. Trade naked with us. That's great. So really what we're seeing here, only the fearless are going to ride this to the end because we know that Ethereum is walking the Johnny Cash line. Here's the Johnny Cash line. I walked the line. Remember that? 1,400 impossible. Back in the day, 4,400, 4,800. Right now, the breakout's 4,000. It is respecting it. Next, first target, we have 6,800. Here's the, okay, 65. We said there'd be resistance at 64, 64, 65. But ultimately, we're seeing Ethereum rallying up to the $10,000 level. If you want a further indicator, let's take you over to the rainbow chart. How about the Ethereum rainbow chart? Now, the Ethereum rainbow chart is an indicator that has been spot on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask my city to put an Ethereum rainbow chart across for the crosswalk. That's what I want. I want the crosswalk to look like this. I want to put Ethereum in the middle of it right here. Ethereum. Hold, man. This is like generational wealth that's happening right now. Forget about the other, like a rainbow chart. We want the Ethereum rainbow, and we want the Bitcoin rainbow chart as well. So every touch of the blue and green zone has been generational. Every red zone was the exit signal before the movement down. We're nowhere near red. Still early, still cheap, still time. Get into our pro group and we'll help you out. We'll make sure you get a piece of the Ethereum rally pie. All right, let's move on over to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance basically the same as yesterday, sitting at 59, like 26. I'm thinking that, me personally, I think we have to get below 57 and a half. We were tracking towards it, and out of nowhere, market just reversed that nasty little bugger. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking is happening. This is why there's a lot of stall in altcoins and also Ethereum itself. But if we look at the altcoin market, which I'm going to get into right now, whales, they're starting to clear the way right now. Every shakeout is it kind of looks scripted. Retail gets wrecked while the whales like reload. So they're playing the retail like a fiddle. So anyway, they're loading while other people are doubting. Alt season ignition is written in liquidity, so that's what we're waiting for. The main liquidity to come in. Don't sell fear. Ride with the whales, and we kind of map out like where they get involved. So again, get into our community. We got some trades going on in Solana, which is like reclaiming support right now. Sui, we're working on with that right now. It's tightening into a breakout wedge. Rendier and Tau are leading the crypto market. We got a trade alert right here already happening. So, get in our group, man. Like things are happening. All right. We got APT and Aerodome catching speculative attention. And newer players are RTX, Remix, servicing, and the crypto to fiat narrative. So we got a lot of stuff going on. And, this is where the market heartbeat lies. So selective rotation during Bitcoin's pause phase. When Bitcoin consolidates, smart money hunts opportunity and niche narratives and next gen layers. So again, we got you covered over there. Now we talked about what stocks you should be looking at, as far as crypto itself is concerned. Make sure you throw some of these stocks up on your charts because, back at Holdings, again, a crypto infrastructure provider is nearly up 150% this week, right? We talked about that. And we talked about Coinbase. We talked about how MicroStrategy gets beat up as soon as like crypto actually even just retreats a little bit. So you gotta look at MicroStrategy. You also gotta look at IBIT. Okay, so that's very, very important. So anyways, we are totally in a consolidation phase right now in Bitcoin. It's not a dead zone. It's just complete consolidation. Here's our consolidation. You got your short-term points that you can look at. Remember, right now we got resistance at, what did we say it was, like 123? Yeah, like 123, even like that. There's your resistance. Got to get through that. Bitcoin and Ethereum are still holding structure. altcoins are coiling. I know everybody's waiting for the altcoin season, but behind the scenes, like I said, the crypto equities are flashing risk on again. So just pay attention to those, and that's the early tremor before the next breakout wave for this. All right, before we wrap up, crew, we got to make sure that you're well aware of our community that I'm alluding to. Right, you come on over to the description of the YouTube. Right in the description, you click this link right there. We're taken over to our Telegram where you can join our free community. If you are, okay, you're a lone wolf trader, you want to trade alone, we got 2 brokers for you. You could click this link, taken over to, we actually get yourself like no fees for life in this. We got BTCC, completely great broker, offering a $500 giveaway for new clients. Please, if you're feeling really altruistic, come on over to Park Avenue Trading, support my little FOREX trading site. That would be really cool. I enjoy everybody that's coming over from here because they're leaving comments. They're really, they're a big help for me. I know I only got like 750 subscribers today. I'm trying to get to 1,000. But anyway, make sure that you check out these links if you want to, level up your trading. All right, make sure you come on over, and make sure you come on over to X and you follow us on X. Make sure you come over here and follow us here because we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. All right, so what do you got to do? Well, you got to seriously think about joining our free community, right? Can't beat the price. It's free. You could always get your money back. If you don't want to do that, you got to do your own research. I am just a trader like yourself. I am not a financial advisor. You got to trade with your head and not over it. And of course, as a short-term trader, you got to enjoy the party, but dance near the door. I will see you tomorrow. Good trading, guys and gals. Be profitable. Again, make sure you trade. Don't bet the deli to win a pickle. Don't bet the deli to win a pickle. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.